Coming up next on YCU News, U.S. Senator Jeanne Shaheen hosts a panel with top New Hampshire economic experts. 20 people are arrested today in Vermont for the sale and distribution of illicit drugs. And this year's fall tourist season for New Hampshire is expected to be one of the best. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCU, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region and central Vermont. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that's happening in our area. The news on YCU, your local view.
Good evening. I'm Rose Spillman. Thank you for joining us for this Wednesday edition of YCU News. U.S. Senator Jeanne Shaheen today hosted a panel with two of New Hampshire's top economic experts. New Hampshire Community College System Chancellor Rosh Gittel and Professor of Business at the Tuck School at Dartmouth College, Matthew Slaughter, joined Shaheen in Washington, D.C. today. Gittel and Slaughter met with other economists and academic leaders to study the nation's business health. Shaheen and other members of the Democratic Steering and Outreach Committee listened to the invited guests about how to create jobs and grow the economy. Shaheen thanked both men after this morning's meeting. The insights Gittel and Slaughter shared with the panel are solid and helpful, says Shaheen. These insights and experiences will help lawmakers craft a budget that will help boost job creation. The advice and recommendations shared by Gittel, Slaughter, and other guests include how to make strategic investments in generations of future American workers. First north and now south, Vermont law enforcement are taking into custody men and women charged with drug crimes. Known as Operation Strike 2, 20 people were arrested today in Bennington County for the distribution and sale of illicit drugs, police report. This morning's arrests are the second large sweep of people accused of narcotic possession with intent to sell. A week ago, in the northern Vermont community of St. Albans, a drug sweep took place. Known as Operation Northern Lights, 50 defendants were targeted for arrest on drug charges. The arrests come from 6 months of work by the Vermont Drug Task Force this year. Arrest sweeps occurred earlier in the Vermont towns of Bennington and Springfield. Leaf peepers in New Hampshire are good for the state's economy. Communications manager for the state's Division of Travel and Tourism Development, Ty Fraley, says this year's fall tourism season looks brighter than it did 3 and 4 years ago. More people are visiting New Hampshire, he says. Holiday weekends continue to be a draw for tourists. Fall is always a popular time of year, second only to summer in terms of the number of visitors to New Hampshire and the money they spend while in the state. Fraley says the state promotes its splendors to potential visitors through ad campaigns throughout the Northeast. New York State and City, Boston, Providence, Rhode Island, and Hartford, Connecticut are cities where New Hampshire tourism officials focus their outreach. For these New York and fellow New Englanders, a trip to New Hampshire is only a few hours away. Internationally, visitors from Canada, the United Kingdom, and Ireland are also encouraged to visit New Hampshire. The payback is significant. Fraley says for every $1 that the state spends on marketing itself to other states and countries, $9 is returned to state and local revenue accounts. The price of a first-class stamp may rise to 49 cents, a 3-cent increase from the current price to mail a letter or bill. A request from Postal Board of Governors Chairman Mickey Barnett came today, reports the Associated Press. Barnett says the price increase is needed to offset Postal Service losses. That loss could reach $6 billion, postal agency officials say. Today's request for a 3-cent price hike will only happen if an independent Postal Regulatory Commission must approve any stamp price increase. Now we have the YCU weather forecast for the Connecticut River Valley and Lake Sunapee region. Tomorrow we have a high of 68 degrees with sunny skies and lows in the upper 40s. Friday will be partly cloudy with highs in the upper 60s and low temperatures around 47 degrees. Saturday will warm up to around 72 degrees with lows around the upper 40s. Sunday we will have afternoon temperatures in the low 70s before cooling down to a low of 47 degrees. If you're looking to get out and enjoy the warm weather this weekend, head over to the Alice Peck Day Memorial Hospital in Lebanon on Saturday for the 2013 Arthritis Walk. Registration will start at 9 a.m. and the walk will begin at 10. I'm Rose Spillman for YCU, your local view. Good night.